Hello, my name is Stephen Halter. As you may know, interpreters can work in various places, and some of those places can be dangerous. I would like to share with you some advice to help keep interpreters safe. I took the time to interview many interpreters and asked them to share with me their personal stories of when they were working and something happened that made them feel unsafe. I would like to share their stories with you now. The first story happened in a mental health facility. An interpreter was there for an assignment, the interpreter was done and decided to leave. But just a few short hours later, a man entered the same facility with a gun. He shot several people and even killed a person. When the man was done, he took the gun and shot himself. The next story is about a female interpreter interpreting at a university. She was interpreting for a class. When the class was done, she decided to leave. She was walking, it was dark. She was walking alone to her car. But then she noticed that from behind, a male student began to follow her. She felt unsafe and called the cops. The next story is about a social worker who had to do a home visit. The social worker was accompanied by an interpreter. The social worker warned the interpreter that it may get dangerous. The two of them entered the house, when then the interpreter noticed that someone from behind locked the door, so they could not leave. The next situation is about an interpreter who had to do an assignment at a prison. The interpreter was accompanied by a cop. The cop warns the interpreter that if an emergency was to happen, he would have to tackle her to ensure her safety. The next story happened in the mental health facility. An interpreter was with a patient when all of a sudden the patient physically assaults the interpreter. All staff members are given a panic button to call for help, but the interpreter had never received a panic button and had no way calling for help. All of these stories are real and are real experiences by interpreters. And these are the concerns interpreters have when working. The personal security interpreters deal with is quite unique when compared to other professions. For example, freelance interpreters frequently work in new environments. Often they have to work all day or all night. Such interpreters often feel alone because they don't know anybody in their new environment. In addition, some places are more dangerous than other places. Most interpreters work in these two locations, healthcare and social service settings. The Bureau of Labor Statistics did a study in the year 2013. They did a study studying all the physical assaults that can happen in working settings. And they found that out of 23,000 cases, 70% of physical assaults happened in healthcare and social service settings. Therefore, if someone was to work in healthcare or social service, they are 4 times more likely to experience a physical injury.